Hey everybody, this is SWChris. I'm from SW City, and today we're not in Minecraft, are we? No, we are actually in an old program called Active Worlds, and there's a very good reason. The very good reason is that I want to recreate this in Minecraft, and I want to do it as a PvP arena because that's what this thing was. This was like an old paintball arena from like the late 1990s. It's like really old, but I want to do something different with this than what we did when you just ran around and clicked on people. This thing is kind of a neat shape, and it kind of has the narrow hallways that make it hard to escape, but it also has these open expanses where you can jump off here and run across the superstructure like it's like some parkour game. And the FPS is low because this is an old program, and so it doesn't take advantage of the latest and greatest video cards, and so it's just kind of chugging along here, even though I have a killer system here. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to recreate this, all 6 levels in Minecraft. It's probably going to look a little different, just so, you know, for game balancing. And then what we're going to do with the top is this is where you guys are going to spawn when you start the match. And let me shift through the wall here. Oops. And shift through here. There we go. So you can see it's really simple graphics, really simple textures, but we're going to be using some granite, and we're going to be using some diorite for this stuff, and spruce floors, and probably blue glass. We're just going to recreate this whole thing. But the really cool thing is that it's not going to be your standard kind of PvP map. Oh no, there are going to be slime blocks involved. So you're gonna jump off the top, and then you're probably gonna land on one of these. You're gonna bounce, boing, and you're gonna spring all the way up here to the 5th level. Oof. Okay. And then that's how you're gonna get around mostly. I mean, you can hoof it through the passageways. And that's how you'll get up to different levels after you fall down. But yeah, we're gonna build this in Minecraft, and it's gonna be really cool. And I think what we're gonna do for this episode is just kind of build a scale model and just kind of show you guys how to do this. And after that, we'll start building the real thing over at Mangoland. All right, let's go ahead and head over to the other game, Minecraft. I hereby claim this land and name it this land. It is a fertile land. Ah, curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal words. What was I saying? I was saying, I think this is where we're going to build it. Right here, right there. Okay? Right here on the shores of Mangoland, next to the mesa. It'll look cool. And yes, so let me go ahead and get building with my shelter, my mini shelter, because I'm going to need one, and then we can work on a mini map. So I think what I'm going to do is build it over there, because I'm not sure how big this is going to be yet. I think it's going to be 50 by 50, but it might be twice that. So I'm just going to build a quick little bridge, and then we will get going on the actual mini plan. But yeah, Active Worlds is such a fun little program. It is exactly like Minecraft in creative mode, pretty much. I mean, that's kind of how I explain it. And it does not have bad guys. Any bad guys it has, you create yourself. And they can't actually kill you. You have to write, you know, PHP scripts. So it's kind of weird in that it kind of plays like a 3D dungeon mud when you do that. But you know, it's still where I come from. It was a great program. I got into it in like 1997, maybe it was 1998, but it was 1997 when I met SW Comet. You may have seen him in some of my older videos. He doesn't hang out in Minecraft much. He's more of a Terraria type person. But he he got me involved in this crazy thing called Active Worlds, and I have not gone back since. Do I? You know what? I don't even have any any torches. This will not do. Haha. We'll have to make some torches and crafting tables. Can you believe I do not have crafting? I did not bring one of my many crafting tables. This is so silly. All right, we're gonna make some chests here because I need some place to dump all this. All right. Anyway, I got started in SW City, and we made a town pretty quick called SW City, ironically enough. Actually, it wasn't ironic. It was actually intended. It's kind of like why my name is SW City. The thing is, I'm just talking and playing at the same time, and I just don't do that very well. So it's a little odd. Alrighty. But me rambling around, it's kind of hard to take me seriously, I suppose. Is it getting dark already? It's getting dark already. Glad I'm building this shelter, because then we can actually get started and build some stuff here. But when I started in SW City, I was just a regular builder. Didn't really I wanted to be involved deeper. I wanted to be an actual staff member on the city. And, you know, this is a bunch of 13-year-olds, so we actually kind of made make-believe like it was a real company. And, you know, it's a fun thing to do. All right. And then we just need a door. Perfect. And we're going to sleep. But there weren't any positions left for SW City staff. So we had a guy called Mr. John who decided that he was done taking orders from the SW City people. And so he kind of built a bunch of military hardware and pointed them at the town square and walled off his little sub-community. And it was gorgeous. It was just amazingly hilarious at the same time. Let's see, where should I build this scale model? Let's go over here. So, obviously, they had a little disagreement, SW City and Mr. John ended up getting kicked out. Somehow the situation was resolved peacefully, more or less. So, they ended up... Okay, I need even more stone. They ended up giving me the position that Mr. John vacated. So I started a little sub-community called James River, and it was basically a town within a town. That's basically what it is. And just, you know, I had a lot of fun with it. Got to get to know the guys, and we ended up becoming really great friends over the years as we grew up in high school, no less. All right. Let me pause really quick and bring up Active Worlds on the other side of the screen, and then that way we can kind of build a scale model of what we're doing, what we're thinking about here. Actually, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is go into kind of a time-lapse type thing, because it might take a while for me to figure this out. So, and that way I don't have to keep up the running commentary, because obviously I am bad at it. But if you want to know more about SW City, leave it in the comments. I'll tell some more stories if you guys are interested. Definitely some fun times there, especially when we pranked Psy, the Psy Awards, which is kind of this awards program. That was a fun one. Yeah, so let's get started on the time lapse. Okay. All right, so I think I'm done. Now, let me kind of show you the gameplay here. So everyone's going to spawn up on this this area here. I changed it from the Active Worlds version because what I want is kind of an area where maybe we can do teams, but it needs to be centered over the arena. If you look down in the left-hand corner, it is obviously a right-hand corner. The thing is obviously not centered on the arena. Let me turn my webcam back on. All right. Oops. Moved the wrong thing. This is not good. All right. Let's move that over. There we go. All right. How's that for professional? Okay. So let's kind of show you. Let me clean this up really quick, and then I can show you kind of the mechanics that I'm envisioning. Okay. So what I want each... Oh, come on. What I want to be possible from each level... all right, there we go. Is the ability for players to reach the 2 levels below them immediately, or at least very quickly, without having to, you know, walk down these tunnels here. So these are going to be glass tunnels, these staircases, that's what they're going to represent. And I want, with slime blocks, to be able to, let's say, I spawn here, and then I can jump down 2 levels, I think. Where's 2 levels? So this is level 7. So I want to bounce off 4, which is this kind of irregular shaped one. So if I bounce off 4, boing, I'll bounce right up here and land right here on level 5. Okay, so from up here, I can get down very quickly to level 4 or 5, and I can get down a little less quickly to level 6 right here. Okay. Now from level 6, I want it to be possible to bounce off of level 3 to reach level 4. So this is going to be tricky because what I want is to make sure that you can't actually reach level 4 from here. That may include putting some stuff in here in the middle of the arena to kind of prevent you from being able to reach 4 if the layout is not quite right. I think it'll be fine because I think if you jump from here, you'll fall short of 4. So you'd have to bounce off 3. So bounce off 3, and then you land right up here on 4. Okay? For level 5 right here, this is going to be tricky because I want you to bounce off level 2 to be able to get to level 3. So if this is 5, that's 4, that's 3. Level 2 is just these little things right here, which, you know, you can't really reach 3 from where this is because obviously you're kind of stuck here unless you run down the top of these things and you can bounce over there. But what I think I want to do is be able to jump off here, boing, and then land right here. And to do that, I think what I'm going to have to do is extend this out, actually. So it's not underneath level 5, but it extends. So it goes like this, around the arena, so that there's a ring, kind of a ring around the arena here. So let me build this really quick. Boing, boing, boing. All right, and then same thing for this size right here. So we're gonna go around. And of course, the roofs of all these things will be covered with slime blocks. And I want the roofs also to have glass, so they're kind of see-through, so that if you're actually inside one of the tunnels, that you can see up or down. The floors will be glass, except for maybe the top floor. I don't know, maybe the top floor will be glass too. I want it to be as much glass as possible so that sunlight actually gets through. And it's getting dark again, yay. All right, so let me torch this up really quick. Oh, that's got a torch. Okay, so let's go back up to 5. Can I go up to 5? Yes. Okay. All right. So we're at 5 right here. Now this is optionally going to go up. I think I might have a running board here to where you can just bounce off here. So you bounce off 2, and you bounce off. You bounce up here to 3. And since so we're on level 3, and then we need to go up to level 4. So if you land on 4 from 6, you're immediately presented with 2 options. You can bounce down to level 1 right here, or you can bounce up to level 2. Now, since level 2 kind of goes over here, I think I want the outside of 4 to be fenced in, so you can't actually get over there. That you have to bounce into the inside. So you bounce over here to 1, boing, and then you bounce up through this gap. Oh man, didn't think that through, did I? All right, hang on. All right, so you bounce up through that gap right here, and you land right here, okay? And then you're able to run around and do things. All right. And then on level 3, which is this thing, these little things right here, you can bounce off 0 to reach 1. So it should not be possible to actually bounce off these. So I think I'll probably have fences so that you can actually reach down, and then you have to actually go through this gap here and then bounce off 0, which is the ground, to get up to this, okay? And of course, level 2, you can do the same thing. You can bounce off 0, and you can try to reach 1, but since 1 is going to be at exactly the halfway point as 2, you have to time it pretty exact, so it may not be possible. And so I will probably just leave this open and allow you to jump down to 1. And of course, level 1, you can just bounce down to 0. Now, let me show you something really quick. Let's go back to active worlds, all right? Maybe. All right, let me zoom this in. All right, and let me bring my thing up to the top. There we go. Okay, so active worlds. We built a park underneath this thing. I don't know if it was situated like this all the time. Let me touch the ground here so I can actually fall. All right, so I'm going to fall down here. I love how active worlds falling just means you just sort of float around. I think it's just because they have the view zoomed in ridiculously far. Okay, so also the walking is not quite right. I mean, it's an old program, so yeah. So you notice how this has kind of like a path, square paths right here. I think what I'm going to do is make the grass sections bouncy blocks. And then the paths cobblestone or some kind of pathway. Or I might reverse it and make these cobble and then the rest of it bouncy blocks. It just kind of depends on what the game balance is going to be. Because I want, when you fall, to kind of have the possibility of dying when you fall. I don't want it to be just one big playpen. Now, let's go ahead and minimize again. Right down to there. And let's go into here. Okay, so let's zoom out here and we're gonna get to work here. What time is it? Yeah, I need to get going here, but actually got a little bit of time. But this is kind of how the shape it's gonna look. It looks a little top heavy, doesn't it? Now that I think about it. But you know, it's supposed to float, so I don't think it's supposed to look. Holy crap! I got an invasion heading my way. I don't think it's supposed to look realistic. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going for realism here. I'm going for fun. So we'll use some of Ethos tricks for his PvP arena with the beds and things to kind of keep track of lives, and we will kind of work on that. Now what's the height difference between the arenas? Well, this I think it's going to be. Let's look at this. So this is level 64. I want to build it at 65 just to make the math easy. All right, finally. Goodbye, creeper. All right, let's go to sleep really quick. And then we can test this out. But I'm thinking what we want to do is go and make... Is he still on the server? He is still on the server. Okay, I can't sleep. I think we want to make them maybe 25 tall. Yeah, that should work. So 25 blocks tall. That'll make the whole structure 175 meters high. Since we're at 64, let's see if that's possible. Should be. So 65 plus 175, 240. So that'll take us almost up to the height limit, which is perfect because I do want some. I want to be able to build up there. So yeah, I think 25 block differences will work perfect, and we will die. Come on, zombie villager. You know, maybe I should save the zombie villagers here too, because then we can make them nice and pretty. I think what I'm going to do now is go ahead and start building this thing, just to kind of rough it in. In the AW version, the stairways are glass. That's not really going to work. So we're going to have to kind of, I don't know, figure out a way to do staircases to where you can kind of see through them without making the slope too shallow. I want the 45 slopes, 45 degree slopes, just because, you know, that's going to be the best way to do it. And I think for PvP it'll work out pretty well, because when you spawn on top, that means you're the people with the height are going to have the advantage, and so they can sacrifice the height by jumping down to quickly reach their guys, or they can take the slow approach. So it kind of depends on what kind of play style, I guess, you want to do. I think it's going to be fun. I don't think anybody's really done anything like this. I mean, Minecraft kind of tried to do it. It didn't seem that popular for whatever reason. I don't know why. But I think this kind of formulation with the PvP and the narrow confines, and then going outside to bounce around, I think that'll actually help with the fun factor a bit. Alrighty. I mean, because they had the wide open arena on their power juice, I guess is what it was called, and it you know, it was a wide open arena. But here we want to go into the tunnels, and if you're low on health, you can escape into the tunnels and head back up to maybe a health station up top. That's an idea. Maybe put a beacon up there and maybe have a regen up there. That might work. And yeah, I think that'll work pretty well. So this episode is going to cap off with a time lapse for my remaining time today. I am going to start building the base. So let's go ahead and get started, and enough of my rambling about theory, and let's just go into it. All right. Okay, change of plans. I did not have enough time to actually start. I gathered all my supplies. I got glass cooking up here. I've got lapis lazuli to make the light blue glass, and we've got lots of cobble and dirt and things like that. But I just don't have enough time this week to actually get started. So what we're gonna do is probably get started a little bit next week, maybe. That'll be part of the episode at least. So until then, I'll see you later. So, auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci, hasta la vista, bye-bye.